Hey guys and gals, how you doing? Kevin Okwanda here. I just want to take a minute and welcome you to this video. We had a webinar earlier today where we went ahead and we walked through a lot of the changes to Carefree, a lot of the things that are happening on Carefree, which is a program that you can promote if you are a pro member and above inside of UpGroup. We also went through a couple of the funnels that we're going to be introducing into UpGroup itself. And this was a pro webinar. So usually these webinars, these kinds of webinars, are reserved for people that are at the pro membership, which is $39 a month. But I wanted to take a minute and I wanted to just share this in the Facebook group so everyone can see what we're doing here and where this whole platform is going, so you can get a better idea of what's happening here, because we believe this is the best opportunity of your lifetime. All right, and I think after you see this, you're going to agree. So this is just going to be a webinar, you're about to see it, and it's going to be a webinar that walks you through some of the updates. We answer some questions on Carefree for the first 5 minutes, and then we get into the actual flow of Carefree and why this is such a game-changing opportunity for everybody. So go ahead and take a watch of this webinar. It's about an hour long after I shut my face right now, and you guys, I think you'll really enjoy it. Make sure you watch the whole thing and leave me a comment below as I'm posting this in the Facebook group. Leave me a comment below on what you think of this, and if you're excited about the future of what we're doing here, I want to see it. So without further ado, let's start the replay. Yeah, they're saying just slap him. All right, so you let me know when you want me to show that, if you want me to show that. But a couple things, a couple questions. If you guys have questions on CFN, type them in the chat. But I want to address kind of the flow of how CFN works. Number one, I also want to make sure that we're addressing the commissions and how the commissions work, and then the new updates to the back office. And then while we're doing this, guys, please go ahead and ask any commissions, any questions that you guys have on this stuff, okay? Like when kits are available. That's the main question. All right. Okay. Very cool. All right, so the first question I got is, when are kits available for purchase? That's going to be coming in towards the tail end of this week, and that'll tie into some of the updates that we have for you as well. What commission?
And actually, if you're somebody who is looking for bulk purchase of kits right now, for example, if you're looking for 10 kits or 20 kits, I don't know, for example, 120, you can actually open a ticket and we can arrange that for you right away. That can be done immediately. What's taking some time is actually getting kits on the lab to our clearing house. We're going to do single unit drop shipping. So if you're looking for 10 kits together because you plan on yourself, or you have family members or relatives or neighbors that you want to go and pick kits to, absolutely fine. You can open a ticket, have it done in 24 hours. If you're looking for single unit drop shipping, that's going to be active again at the end of this week once we have all of the kits back into our clearing house and they're restocked. Is it a time limit? No, so there is no time limit for a patient return a kit in the general sense. After they have collected their sample, the kit will remain preserved for roughly 90 days in room temperature settings without a problem. So there's not a real practical time limit on that, but we do want to send it in obviously. Yes, that's correct. So to confirm, you can give kits to patients yourselves. We don't want to do is two things. We don't want to incentivize them. We don't want to do violating the rules and promotion. And secondly, we don't want you to handle the patient's information yourself. We want you to tell the patient to get a Carefree Now account. You can handle it if you want right then and then. That's perfectly fine. Okay. You know what? I'm going to take the screen really quick because Gregory has asked a really nice question, which is how long does it take for a doctor to set up an interview with a patient? This ties into a lot of different things. And I want to actually go over all of these things together in one shot if I can. So please let me know if you can see my screen.
Gotcha.
Okay, beautiful. So guys, this will address everything hopefully in one fell swoop. I see Kevin has a little bit of a smile on his face, which does not bring me any joy, but that means that this is probably going to address all your questions. So let's go through all of this. one by one. So here is how the flow works. First of all, let's understand what our position as Up Group is in relation to Carefree Now. Up Group's responsibility as a company is simply to send patients to Carefree Now. Carefree Now does not care nor knows what Up Group is going to do in the background for that marketing. If Up Group is going to run ads and bring those patients to Carefree Now, that's fine. If Up Group is going to run an affiliate program or run a network marketing tier structure or to check matches, whatever, that's fine. The relationship between Up Group and Carefree Now is very simple. Up Group sends patients to Carefree Now. That's all. Now, a patient registered on Carefree Now, and up until now, we've only talked about one thing, which is CGX. Here's what actually happens under this new flow with Carefree Now, which has all been contracted, everything is structured, and is actually going to be live latest by Friday, anticipated to be faster than Friday. Let's walk through what happens now. Patient goes to Carefree Now, and they fill out basically their profile. Profile has three sections. Their personal information, which is their name, date of birth, basic information like that, where they're located. They fill out their coverage information, which is what kind of insurance they have at the moment. Note I said coverage, not Medicare and Medicare alone, but beyond just that. So any coverage they have, they put in there. And finally, their medical history, where they basically provide a series of questions, they answer them, and they basically let us know what the history looks like. Okay? Personal history and family history. Now, at this point, Carefree Now tries to figure out what things this patient is going to benefit from. And then it figures out which of these services the patient will benefit from right here. So is this patient going to benefit from pain management? Are they going to benefit from maybe DME, maybe braces, things like that? Are they going to benefit from medical supplements, supplements for medical weight loss, for example, which, as you can imagine, is a massive industry as well. Are they going to benefit from preventative things like CGX, PGX, which, as you can see, is now just one portion amongst all the things that Carefree Now does? And does this person maybe has some history that would allow them to receive a reimbursement instead? I'm going to come to this in the end because this is very, very exciting stuff. We'll talk about this in a second. Okay. So once Carefree Now figures this out, Carefree Now will then forward that information to the physician's office, and then depending on which one of these things they're going to benefit from the most, or maybe multiple things together, there are different physician consults that are set up. In some cases, a single physician consult can take care of multiple things. In some cases, there are multiple consultations set up for different individual things. Okay. And based on what the patient then avails or what service they use, you will receive a payout as well. Okay. So you maybe need to see what is happening here. You are referring a free patient to Carefree Now, not just for CGX, PGX, not just for Medicare and Medicaid, but anybody that you know. You basically are telling everybody in the world, go create your Carefree Now account. They are going to figure out what you can benefit from. Okay. Now, let's take an example. There are certain devices that an individual can benefit from, but they're only on a 3-month subscription. So literally every 3 months, they will renew that particular device. They will get a refill on it, and that means every 3 months you will be getting a payout as well. In some scenarios, we're actually currently in the middle of working out these contracts as well, where you can actually get paid, you will actually get paid as an Up Group agent simply for referring the patient in, even if they don't avail the service. Does that kind of sound exciting to me? Say that one more time, make sure that that really sinks in. There are going to be cases that you will send patients in and you will earn even when they are not availing any service directly. And the first one I'm going to talk about with that is this section right here, which we call RTW, which stands for righting the wrongs. Okay? Now, there are a lot of people out there who, for example, may have had contact with Roundup. They might have had an X-ray done with some contrast. They might have used a certain drug. They might have been in a certain situation where their health was impacted. Those situations are called mass tort. Okay. These are scenarios where basically these companies, corporations, in some cases government entities, go back and say, if you're affected by this, we're going to pay you $50,000, $100,000, $600,000 for the damage we might have caused you. Okay, so if somebody comes into Carefree Now, you refer a patient to Carefree Now, they fill out the form for righting their wrongs, which, by the way, majority of that form is automatically filled for them with their personal information. They fill out the form, and immediately in the background, Carefree Now is now contracted with some of the largest law firms in the country, for example. They figure out whether or not this patient likely has a case. And again, they don't actually have to win it. They don't have to do any of that. The moment they seem to fit that profile, you are looking at a payment of $100 to $900 to you as the application. Okay, that's kind of nuts. I think most, yeah, everybody gets it. Everybody's saying, this is amazing. Yes, this is pretty insane. You're telling people, hey, if something happened in your life where somebody needs to right that wrong, go create your Carefree Now account, because you might be owed 50 grand, who knows? And just for doing that and following through in that process, you will receive a pretty nice commission for doing so. Okay? Now, this is a pretty significant range, as you can see, because it depends on very, very different things. When did this happen? Did they have personal injury, for example? Did they get in an accident due to somebody else's fault? Stuff like that. There's all sorts of scenarios where this applies, including accidental injuries, which, as you know, is massive. In fact, roughly 5 times bigger than genetic testing in terms of pure amount of money in that industry. And you will be able to benefit from all of that as well. So you kind of see that Carefree Now is not just the place for genetic screening. Carefree Now is literally about patient being able to live a carefree life. They don't have to worry about paying for a bunch of services up front. They will receive all of these things addressed for them in one shot, and they don't have to chase down different physicians for different symptoms. So this kind of goes back to what Carefree Now talks about all the time, because this is the future of healthcare, right? So let's think back to how people used to shop 20 years ago. You thought to yourself, oh, I need groceries, and you would go to a grocery store. And you would say, I need this appliance, and you would go to an appliance store. And then in the last 5 years, that's completely changed, right? What do you do now? You go to one website, maybe 2 at most, you say, oh, I need all of these different things. I need groceries, I need some auto supplies, I need some home stuff to fix things up, I need some furnishing. You buy all of them from one single location, usually like Amazon, right? That's kind of what Carefree Now is building. The patient comes in, they create their free account, just like Amazon, and then they just shop. It figures out, here are all the different things that you probably need, here are all the different things available to you that can be taken care of while you're sitting at home. And once they fill all those things out, doctors are going to contact them, representatives are going to contact them, legal representatives are going to contact them. They're going to figure out what things they needed, and you as the approved agent is getting paid for that. But 10 years ago, this is what used to happen in e-commerce as well. You referred a customer to a place like eBay or Amazon, and you got paid for whatever they purchased. Obviously, nowadays that's become much more, not as exciting, because now they limit you to 24-hour cookies and all that stuff. So this whole world, this healthcare world, is right now in the stage that Amazon was in 15 years ago, and that's why it's such a powerful, beautiful opportunity for us. This is why it's a trend that is literally being created in front of our eyes, and why this will be so big. So your goals will start to change. Your goal is going to change from, I need to find people who are on Medicare and might benefit from CGX. I just need to have everybody in the world now create a Carefree Now account. That's all they need to do, because everybody in the world benefits from at least some of these services. And we're looking at adding on a lot of other things as well. We're actually looking into something on the pediatric side, because one thing that people will always do is set up their accounts and make sure that they're taking care of their children beyond themselves. They will always do that. We're actually even looking into some of that stuff. That's coming down the road. But these are the things that you will see becoming live in Carefree Now over the next 3 days. Okay, we're not talking about 3 months, we're not about 3 weeks, we're talking about in the next 3 days, you're going to see this stuff become live. So the new flow is going to be as follows. Carefree Now has 4 sections. Their profile, where they're going to define their personal info, coverage info, medical history, based on the recommendations. There's a second section for preventive care, in which we have things like genetic screening, we have certain metabolic supplements to prevent degenerative diseases, things like that. Then we have medical care section, where we have things like pain management, metabolic supplements to prevent deterioration, things like that, because some of them fall under preventative, some of them fall under medical, DME, braces, medical devices, so on and so forth. And then you have RTW, which is righting the wrong, or legal services as well, and that includes things like mass tort, personal injury, getting injured in an accident that was somebody else's issue, being exposed to certain contaminants that they should not have been exposed to, stuff like that. And all of these things, and avail that, you benefit, but you can immediately see how much better this flow is for the average patient. They now don't have to go to a doctor and then be referred to somebody else, and then be referred to somebody else until they find the cause of one symptom. This is trying to figure out what things they can benefit from for ideal healthcare right on the go. So does everybody follow along and see why this is pretty nice and pretty exciting? And why Kevin has been kind of playing this little game of, we're going to tell you, Kennedy tell you, and we're going to tell you once things are done. That's because you've been waiting to get all of these contracts taken care of, all of these things done in the background. And keep in mind, guys, you've been in existence for about 3 weeks so far, and everybody who has seen how this is going to change the flow of patient information, everybody is flipping out right now. So this is going to be massive for us. It's going to really change some of our focus as well. You will generally be able to go and tell somebody, hey, you used to work in a factory, you should create a now account because you probably have some reimbursements due because you work in oil, for example. This is all sort of like that. So by the way, guys, one more thing to address. None of this stuff needs a kit. Okay? There is no kit required for this or this or this. You only need to drop ship the genetic testing kit over when somebody qualifies for CGX and PDX. That's all. You don't need to buy a kit for somebody if they're simply going through and filling out their intake form to see if they might have a case in a mass tort situation. If they're just creating an account because they might be diabetic, they have severe foot pain, you don't need to drop ship a kit to them. That can all be handled internally. Okay, so the kit will only be required for CGX and PDX right here. Okay, so this is the only part where the kit is required. I don't know why I'm trying to write it with pain. Kit required. There is no kit required for any of these. So your referring of patients to Carefree now no longer hinges upon how many kits we have in stock from the manufacturers in the background, or how many labs have sent us the kits already. It doesn't depend on that either. You're now completely free and clear to go do your thing. Now, there was a question that was asked earlier about the persistence of cookie relationship. What that means is if you send a patient in today, and 6 months from now, we add a service that that patient will benefit from, are we going to pull an Amazon on you, which is we're not going to credit you for that sale, we're not going to credit you for that referral, or are we going to honor that? And the answer is that we are actually going to honor that. So if you are building a huge database of patient contacts in Carefree now, every time a new service is added on in there, you will benefit from that as well. There are actually some very interesting additional ancillary services that we will be adding into Carefree now, which I can't talk about yet because we are still in actual contractual stages. We're negotiating, we're discussing all those things. But to give you an idea, this is a very nice preview of what's coming. We're looking at roughly 4 times the total service industry size by the time we are done with all this. So your focus right now should be just 2 things. Build a giant sales team in a group and build a giant patient database, which is everyone, okay? Everyone in the world benefits from this. Not the world, the country. This is all US right now. Build a giant patient database for CFM. Now, this is going to be something of a challenge for some of you, and that might give you some insights. You might want to take your CPDs from metabolic design to keep that insight. And that's just a nice little reference for Kevin to be satisfied that I brought up CPDs. Because he gets something. Yeah, he doesn't like that I don't mention them very much.
Yeah,
I'm just not an anxious person, so it doesn't. So again, here's the thing. Here's what I've discovered personally. Okay? Now keep in mind, um, I am a person who is a super, neat and clean. I don't drink, don't smoke, don't any of that stuff. So CBDs has not been my thing personally. Okay? Here's what I started finding. I've been talking to people just in general conversation, and there are so many people who have tried different pain medications or opioids even. There are people who have ongoing issues that they're experiencing right now from previous experience like PTSD. Actually, I have a veteran nearby. He's a neighbor of mine. And I found out that opioid non-function for him, he has severe trauma from different things. He was upfront asked, do you know anything in CBD space? I've seen all the stuff. A lot of it just looks like crappy products. I need to know what's legit. And that's what I'm finding. That CBDs are a pretty massive trend out there. Everybody out there seems to be aware of them. People are actively looking for the best option for them. Metabolic design is a very, very good fit into all of this. Here's another way that's also um, it turns out that there will be some additional services that will be adding on here. So when the telemedicine doctor contacts a patient, they actually look at, do you have PTSD, do you have severe anxiety, do you have generalized anxiety, do you have all of these things. In those scenarios, we will also be able to make a recommendation, not a prescription. And here's a product that you can benefit from. Now, what that means is when you refer patients to Carefree Now, and Carefree Now in the background recommends something like a CBD product for general well-being, not as a medical service, but general well-being, says, hey, you should go try this CBD product. We highly recommend Metabolic Design, which is a doctor-approved, highest of the highest quality in terms of a product. When Carefree Now patients purchase that CBD product, again, since you're part of our group, Metabolic Design has a relationship with our group, you benefit from that sale as well. Okay? So there's a massive overlap here between Carefree Now users and all the Metabolic Design people. So this is kind of the whole idea behind our group, where each of these individual entities, each of these individual verticals kind of overlap and start building each other up as time goes on. So again, all you have to focus on is these two things. I'm sorry, my headset turned off. Build a giant sales team in our group, and build a giant patient database in CFN. And just to put this in perspective, a giant sales team, we're talking about 10 to 50 people, okay? Sales team. We're talking about people across 4 floors. I'm not talking about getting 1,000 people on level 1 or something like that. Let's take an example of CFN. If you had, let's say, 50 patients, okay, if you had 50 patients in CFN that were availing the pain management system that gives you a refill of $200 every 3 months, that's essentially an income of about $10,000 every 3 months, which too bad they don't do anything for. And you pay, and the patient isn't paying anything for. It's just something that the pharmacy is contacting them every 3 months saying, hey, just want to see, you have the pain, send over the refill. Yes, you should, sounds great. And you just got another $10,000 every 3 months. So these are the kind of ways that you want to set your goals now moving forward. Work backwards and say, I want to make an extra 30,000 this year. All you want to do to make an extra 30,000, 40,000 a year is get 50 patients in CFN who are benefiting from or using the pain management system. Or like we've talked about before, get X number of people who are doing CTX, PTX, or build a team of people. Let's have 20 people on your team who are each generating about $1,000 every month, and now you're suddenly making $1,000 a month doing that. So extremely easy if you just break it down mathematically, and extremely easy when you realize that you're literally telling people how to fix their lives, improve their lives, in some cases financially, in some cases medically, and health-wise. It costs them nothing. So I've never seen anything powerful. I've never seen anything quite so easy and so valuable to share with everyone out there, and something that automatically builds multiple businesses for you. Now you're suddenly, building a business with CBDs, you're building a business with pain management, you're building a business on the legal side, you're building a business on your business side with stuff, and And we are obviously adding on many more verticals in here as well on the financial side and so on. So that's basically the whole idea behind this. Now, should I address some of the more specific questions that I think Kevin will do a really good job of as well, but I'm going to answer a couple of those. So for example, Maria, your question is, how do I start building a sales team? I don't get it. It's very, very easy. The first thing, and honestly, the only thing you guys have to do consistently, the only thing you have to do is to go out there and invite people to a webinar that happens every week. And your presentation or your sales angle for that webinar is very simple. Here is how you can make X dollars in Y days giving away things, giving away life-saving medical care, giving away whatever. That's it. And you will automatically start seeing people. See, let's address a really simple issue. A lot of people think that building a strong business is like this epiphany that happens, and because of that, you suddenly have this something that goes viral. You make a post on Facebook, you get 10 million likes, and now you have a strong business. The way you actually build a business is, I heard this phrase today and I thought it was very apt, through gentle pressure applied consistently. Okay, we're not asking you to bring 500 people to a webinar. It's about bringing 2 people to a webinar every other week, and you're not pitching them anything. Forget about selling stuff. The whole idea behind Upgroup is that you're not selling anything, not selling anything to anyone. Just inviting people, 2 or 3 people every other week to one of our webinars. That's all. And it will start building up over time. You just have to put yourself in the perspective that it might be 3 months before you see your sales team picking up. Once it starts happening, it doesn't stop. It kind of starts feeding these, building up as time goes on. And it just is easy from that point on. Okay, can patients be international students? This is just for US patients right now. This is not for international patients. For New York is okay. So New York, guys, for example, New York is not applicable for CGX PGX, okay? But New York residents might qualify for other things. So that's perfectly fine. In fact, New York has very aggressive DOT programs. So even if you refer patients from New York, they don't qualify for CGX PGX, it's fine because they might qualify for other things, including the mascot and legal stuff. Is there a definition or glossary of various abbreviations and terms that we can refer to? Absolutely. In fact, there is a whole update being made on CFN that will coincide with this. So the idea is this new system is put out there. Along with it is actually a glossary of all of these different terms, definitions, and a flow chart of what happens for a patient. So think about this from a patient's perspective. When a patient goes to a site like Carefree now, they want to know what's going to happen with my data. Who am I going to actually be talking with? What will happen in the background? What services will I actually benefit from? There's actually a whole page built on Carefree now right now that addresses all those things and builds a nice little flow chart showing a patient submits the data to Carefree now. Now Carefree now does all of these things with the data, and a physician contacts you to address the issues that you have pointed out that you're suffering from, or the symptoms that you have, and we connect you to the right services that you would benefit from that are covered for under your medical insurance, whichever insurance it may be. All of that stuff is going to be available on there. So you guys need to remain average people. You don't need you to become experts on healthcare or on medical terminology. We want you to be the average person who tells another average person, hey, you know what's crazy is how the world of healthcare is changing. Just like e-commerce changed how consumers purchase products, Carefree now is changing how healthcare is used by consumers. That's all it is. That's what you have to communicate to them. Have them create a free account. Let them see how they benefit from it. And leave all the selling and the description and the terminologies. Let Carefree now take care of all of that. There's actually also going to be a pretty detailed breakdown of how do we know this is safe? How do we know that the data is secured? Do you have any HIPAA certification that you can show us? Something like that. All of that will be on there as well. Is this for insurances other than Medicare and Medicaid? Yes, this is going to also be for insurances other than just Medicare and Medicaid. So to be fair, there are things with DME or pain and supplements and so on that will apply for insurances, private insurances outside of just Medicare and so on. Angela says, I can't get anything on my end. So as you should create a KFree Now account, and one of the physicians said that you with your hearing, I'm kidding. You should look at his settings. Everybody else can hear us. Um, okay, so can we call CFN a free account? Absolutely, you can. What you cannot say is, let me get you a free CGX test. Let me get you a free pain supplement. Let me get you a free. You can't do that. You can't get you a free medical consult. None of those things are actually free. Okay, there is no such thing as free. All of those things have a background cost, a legitimate cost that is covered by the insurance provider, or in some cases a governmental program, or in some cases an attorney's office, right? So you can't say, let me give you a free CGX test, because there's a real cost behind it. You can say, let me get you medical, whatever medical service, let's say a CGX test, at no cost to you. That's fine. But when you're talking about KFree Now itself, when you're saying, hey, go create your free KFree Now account, that's perfectly fine, because KFree Now account is legitimately completely free for them to create. There is no cost to them anywhere. Do you think we will ever need to have a health insurance license to provide the service? Absolutely not. You do not need a health insurance license to provide the service. And one of the reasons that you do not need that license is that you will never give anybody any medical advice, and you will never take any information. All you're telling them is, go create an account here. Look, if I told you right now, hey guys, go to LendingTree and look at what your mortgage offers might be, I don't need to be a mortgage broker for that. I don't need a license to operate as a mortgage broker to be able to do that. I'm just telling you, there is a website where you can go and see what rates might be available to you. That's what I'm doing here. I'm telling you, there's a website where you can go and see what healthcare services might be available to you. I'm located in New York. Will I be able to change my address in order to receive a kit? No, so it depends on the jurisdiction that you are in. If you are a resident of New York, giving a different address doesn't mean anything, because literally your test will not be covered. It's not a question of getting the kit. Obviously, a person in New York can have a genetic testing kit. It's just that it will not be covered by Medicare and Medicaid and so on. Are there printable marketing materials available for distribution? Not yet. They are coming. We are working on this. Like I said, we opened doors 3 weeks ago. It takes time to mature some of the stuff. We will get a lot more of this out for you. Right now, the best method is to simply bring people to the webinars, or to use the materials that are available inside a group in the CFN board. Basically, we're just referring people to KFree Now service. That is correct. Okay, can you explain how the DOT thing works? Okay. So let's take a scenario where you're somebody who was injured at work, and you guys have probably heard stories like this many times, right? How many times have you heard the story of, for example, oh, this lady got burned by a McDonald's coffee and she sued them for, $10 million or whatever, and then we kind of talk about it in somewhat of a derogatory manner, right? Like, oh, that's so bad. You guys have heard stuff like that, right? So there are many legitimate situations where things like that happen and somebody is actually harmed due to something that was not in their control. Okay, and this is actually a very important function of a free society, is making that person whole. Just to give you guys, it's a little of a interesting session, and I like stuff like this, you might enjoy this as well. But the whole thing about, oh, this lady she got burned by coffee. She actually didn't just get burned by coffee. This was coffee that was so exceedingly hot. She had 7-degree burns, had to be in the hospital. And she did not actually sue them originally for that amount either. She just asked them to cover her medical bills. And McDonald's kind of went out of hand. That's how it ended up becoming a huge lawsuit. So if any of you are interested, that's something it's interesting to research for yourself. Don't if you don't have a strong stomach, though, because if you see any pictures, you will want to throw up. So throwing that out there. Now, in terms of how mass tort works and how legal stuff works, is if you have a situation where somebody was harmed because of something that was done to them or that they did without full information. So a simple example of that is things like if you were given contrast, a particular type of a contrast drug, getting a scan, maybe an X-ray, maybe a CT scan, something like that, and later discovered that that particular dose or that particular drug can actually be poisonous and might have caused damage to you. maybe kidney damage or liver damage, something like that. Those are scenarios where you can actually receive reimbursement from the drug manufacturer. And there are actually literally funds created for that purpose by the drug companies when they put a drug out. Okay, so all of this already exists. It's not some kind of a unique magical thing that if now can happen. This is what currently happens, but there is no awareness of it. Just testing, it's something that's been happening for about 15 years now. And it's really happening on a big scale in the last 5 years. But the majority of the people, including physicians, are not aware that it's actually out there. Just like people until 5 years ago didn't know that Amazon.com was a site that you could buy stuff from fairly cheap. There were a lot of people that that were like, oh, I would never buy anything online. I'm not going to put my credit card on there. But now the population has changed. They have become so much more aware that people don't really buy stuff in regular stores. That's basically what's happening here. This is a new awareness where people are realizing that this is a better way to access healthcare, and a better way to access, in some cases, legal care related to healthcare. So now there are these attorney offices that specialize in this. These attorney offices have good relationships with the drug companies. They know exactly what kind of funds are set aside to help patients who are harmed by this. So when they get a request from somebody, it says, yeah, 4 years ago I did this scan and here are some of the things I'm experiencing, or I was at work and this is an injury that I received due to this and I was not told about whatever the specific situation is. The attorney can look at that and pretty easily say, oh, based on my experience in this, you should receive a reimbursement of $30,000 or $50,000, and in some cases, it's a class action lawsuit like $500 million, which should be distributed to everybody who applies. Most people don't even know, and most people don't apply. Right? Another good example is how many of you have purchased a car, and then there's been a safety recall notice where they say, hey, you can take the car in to the dealership and they will replace the doors on it for free because there's something wrong with the door. It can be a risk. Things of that nature. That's what happens in the healthcare space as well, just most people are not aware. So what the attorneys are doing with Carefree now is that the attorney says when you send to us a patient who would like to receive a reimbursement from one of these companies, from a drug company, from a government agency, or whatever it may be, we will pay Carefree now a fee for that, a marketing fee or a service fee. That's where the service fee gets paid to Carefree now. Carefree now goes around and pays it to Upgroup. So part of understanding what we are doing with Upgroup and Carefree now is really understanding how the world actually works, right? All these different things that are out there that you just not aware of at times. And it's like, you talk to the average person, you're like, where does gasoline come from? And they have no clue. They don't understand that gasoline and candles come from the same thing. It's just a different process. So this is one of the scenarios here. Carefree now is making all of that very accessible, people will be aware of it, and you being Upgroup agents benefit from it when the rest of the world doesn't even know about it. Can you guys make an Upgroup app? Possibly. That's been something we discussed. We have not been actively pursuing it. There's a Carefree Now app, however, which we've been waiting for this particular update. As soon as this update is finished on Carefree Now itself, it will report it over into the app, and we anticipate the app being made live for everyone and making it a shareable app in roughly about 3 weeks is a rough timeline right now. All right, we got 3 more questions. All these new things added. What webinar should I send people to, or send people? Okay, the webinar you should be inviting people to is what's called our weekly opportunity webinar. Kevin, you can probably do a screen share and walk people through the Upgroup back office, show them where those links are. But it's basically when you log in on your dashboard, there's a big link that says invite people to the webinar right there. And that's the link that you want to use. There's even examples of Facebook messages, Facebook posts, examples of emails that you can send out. And guys, half of that is just about taking action. When Rodney looked at it, saw it, took action, made the post, and this is such an intriguing thing. Most virally had like 600 people who looked at that, and a bunch of them got on the webinar, and a bunch of them then actually became Upgroup members. That's all it really takes in time. So there's Kev. I see that he's getting up. He's getting ready. The mic is turned on. There's a little smile on his face. So go ahead, Kev.
So these are a lot of updates that are happening inside of Carefree. And the webinar that we're doing, who was on the last opportunity webinar? because I'm making some more tweaks to that. But that last one, I got a lot of requests to make that the default. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. And it's not going to be, if you refer somebody, let's say on a Wednesday, they shouldn't have to wait till Tuesday or the following Monday, I should say, to hop on an opportunity webinar. So very soon, when you send people to that link, keep sending people to that link that's back there. And I'll show you where that is for those of you who don't know. But it's going to flow like this. It's going to be a webinar registration page, right? And they're going to come on over, and they're going to hit a thank you page, right? And that thank you page is going to have a video of me on it. I'm going to be talking about UpGroup and why they want to make sure that they attend this live webinar. But they'll also have another option. We'll have a couple options. One is to watch the webinar replay. And that replay will have the webinar, and it will have a link to join UpGroup, create their account, and it will have a link to join the Facebook group. So when they're on this webinar replay page, they can watch the webinar and partake and get started right there and see the webinar that we're going to have. Now, those folks get put on a list, and I'm going to email them to get them over to the live webinar, right? But they'll be able to watch that webinar replay immediately. So this is going to be a funnel that we're going to have in place here really soon. You can see why. Can you guys see me? Gina says she can't see you. Yeah.
Yes, unfortunately we can.
Gina, you're the lucky one. So that's, if you're a mobile, you probably have to swipe up or down or something. If you're mobile, Gina.
I think she might refer to the fact that she cannot see your share screen. And that's because Kevin is not sharing his screen, he's just sharing his whiteboard.
Yeah. So this is going to be the funnel though. So they'll register at a webinar. Right now what happens is they register for the webinar and they go right to a webinar registration page. They get cookied to you, but that's not the most effective way to do things. So this is going to be our new flow. Webinar registration goes to a thank you page, right? Talks a little bit about UpGroup. A lot of testimonials from you guys from all these posts you've been making out here on Facebook. Keep that up. And then it goes on to the replay page where they can go ahead and create their account right there. While the webinar is going, you'll start off by saying, hey, if you haven't done so, go ahead and create your free account. Click here, create your account. We're going to get started in 5 minutes. And that gives them a little bit of time to create that free account. So I know that when I tell them, go sign up here, they already have that free account. They're already a member of UpGroup with a free account. Also gets them in our Facebook group. For those of you who have been out there just adding people to Facebook group and they're not a member of UpGroup and they're not tagged to you and they're not all these other things, that's a dangerous thing to do because you just added someone to a group and other people are going to see in that group and they might go join them. So don't do that. Make sure that people are actually members inside of UpGroup before you add them into that Facebook group, and this funnel will take care of that for you. And that'll be our webinar funnel that we'll be running, okay? So you guys will see that funnel come live hopefully either tonight. We might be talking about this quite extensively tomorrow on Thursday, I should say, on our first commissions webinar. So make sure you're on that first commissions webinar that we have in the back office, which is right on your dashboard, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, first commission webinar. And that'll be like the last webinar we have on GoToWebinar, okay? The reason why, Robert, you couldn't register for the Elite webinar is because I knew that this webinar would bleed on over. So that's why we only have a pro webinar tonight. I talked about that on the webinar we had last night as well. So some of you will recall that, for those of you who are on there. And, you know, the opportunity webinars, we are going to have them every Tuesday at 8 p.m. But this flow will be 5 times more effective for you guys to get people from, I see the capture page, I become a lead, which you'll see that contact in your back office, by the way. Right now, you can't tell who registered for a webinar. You'll be able to see who registered for the webinar, and then you'll be able to see those people creating accounts and so on and so forth in your back office. Okay? So you'll have much better tracking. And what we talk about on those webinars is we don't talk about just Metabolic Design or just Carefree. What we're talking about on those opportunity webinars is the UpGroup platform itself. All the verticals and how you want to go ahead and grow an income using these multiple different verticals, these multiple trends. Here's why you want to be in Carefree. Here's why you want to be selling CBDs. Here's why you want to be in UpGroup. And here's how you can make money doing so, right? Because those are income generating opportunity webinars, right? Those aren't CFN specific. They will definitely learn about CFN. They will learn about metabolic design. They will learn about all these things. They'll get a taste of it on that webinar, and they'll learn more about it once they get in their back office. And they'll learn a lot more on a webinar replay page, because this webinar replay page, what happens is, once they're watching it, at a certain point, a button pops up for them to upgrade to Pro, right? And you got testimonials, and then you have little sections. Here's what MD is. Here's what Carefree Now is, right? That explain to them what those opportunities are and why you would want to get that. All from sharing one link. Now, for those of you who are in Pro, I'm not showing something, it's just me on camera. So all those people that are in Pro, you guys who are in Pro, and you want to create a capture page inside of your Pro Tools, and actually I am going to grab the screen. Make myself a presenter. All right, now you should see my screen. Give me a one in the chat, and you guys can see it. Let me know. Those ones, I crave those ones. All right, so you'll be able to come over here, and on your dashboard, as you can see, you can register for that opportunity webinar, right? Or you can invite guests to that opportunity webinar. This verbiage will change just a little bit, all right? And again, we'll talk about this on the first commissions webinar. This verbiage between now and then will change a little bit, right? It'll be updated a little bit to reflect it. You'll have some more stuff there, and you'll have a tab that says got questions. And it'll be a little video of me walking you through some stuff, okay? So that's what we want on every page is something that says, oh, good questions, here you go. Right, here's how you share this, here's how you grab this, here's where your link is, here's what this does for you, okay? For those of you who are Pro members, which should be everybody on this call, then in your Pro Tools, you'll actually be able to create a campaign for this as well. So now you can track at a higher level and create your tracking IDs and stuff like that. For those of you who were like, I don't know if I care to do that, Kevin, don't do it. But for those of you who want to do that, you'll be able to. You'll be able to create a campaign with the very same funnel. And it's one funnel, guys. It's one funnel that you're really, really pushing, okay? All the other funnels can get niche, but overall, when we're talking about UpGroup as a system, to put that in a box, this is the funnel. Webinar registration comes to a thank you page, gets more information from me, right? And this, they can create an account here. They have an opportunity to create the account. Then they can go over to the replay page, watch the replay, right? And then they can create an account. Another opportunity to create an account, an opportunity to join our Facebook group, right? And then at about 30 minutes in, it drops down to, hey, here's some more information on Carefree. Here's some more information on metabolic design. Here's some more information on UpGroup. Here's the testimonials of a bunch of people who are excited about what we're doing here. Here's another getting started at Pro button. Here's why you want to upgrade to Pro, right? And then, of course, they get that email follow-up to get on the live webinar for the people who are what we call the laggers, who don't take action now, okay? So that's what we're doing with the funnel. So just so everybody knows, here's some webinars that will always take place, okay? We're still in the chicken before the egg phase on a lot of this stuff. I'll explain what that means here in a second. But just keep it in your mind that pretty much every day something's going on. Every Monday, every Tuesday, every Thursday, we have webinars. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, there are webinars. Monday, we have an opportunity webinar. Every Monday. Easy, right? Every Tuesday, we have a Pro and we have an Elite webinar. Right now, we're melding the Pro and the Elite because I knew this would go long, like I said on the webinar last night. But we will have those. Every Thursday, we have our first commission webinar. This first commission webinar, guys, goes out to everybody in UpGroup. I'll blast an email out to them reminding them of it with a link. I want everybody on there because I want your free members to come on, okay? The ones who created an account but didn't upgrade to Pro, I want them on that to see the opportunity and see how to go implement. And from there, we can upgrade them to Pro, okay? Opportunities knocking, says Karen. Yeah. Yeah, Norman says, get people to training because you never know when they will convert. And, you know, it's one thing for, and this is, I like when you say that because It's one thing when I get on a video and I say, Up Group's awesome, you want to be here, okay? Get on the webinar, it's going to be great. It's another when they get an email from me and they get a message from you saying, hey, did you get on that webinar? I'm sure they sent you out something for it. Did you register for that? Did you watch the webinar replay? So, it's huge, guys. Thank you, Tina. And it says things are starting to develop wonderfully. Very cool.